Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we're doing something a little bit different in this video. Now, we do a little bit of personal branding on our channel. We tiptoe into it a little bit.
We teach it and teach through color mostly.
And we've been in marketing for a very long time, just about as long as color analysis. So it kind of brings this realm all together. So today we're kind of talking about how people have already decided if they should trust you or if they agree with you the moment they see you based off of color. And we're not even talking about weight or height or your gender. We are talking strictly about color. And there's something that we're going to dive into to specifically talk about that.
Well, we always say color is magic, and it is. I mean, it's proven. But there's something else that we may be doing that works against us, not for us. And that's what I want to talk about today. That's what we're talking about today. And basically, this is not going to be a color analysis lesson. We're not talking about color. We're talking about personal branding. If you walk out the door, you are a walking billboard saying whether you're credible, whether you're trustworthy, whether you're energetic, and people decide all those things before you have ever opened your mouth. So that's because we as humans are visual creatures.
Yes, and we all do it. You can't deny it.
It's impossible not to do it. And we can't control. It's not controllable. Our brains are doing that for us. And it goes back to, thousands of years when we were hunters and gatherers and we were learning quickly to make assessments on things that, whether they were dangerous, whether they were delicious, without ever having the opportunity to analyze it or spend time working on it because, we're out there hunting and gathering and that's, how our brains evolved. Right. And so when we see someone, we make instant, absolutely split-second decisions about those people that are coded in. They are hard-coded in to people who see us. And you have to work really hard to overcome that if it's not the impression that you're wanting to give. I mean, think about certain celebrities who have made their outfits or their colors or whatever part of their brand, like a critical part of their brand. And I'm thinking about Steve Jobs.
Oh, the black turtleneck.
Yeah, and that was him. We learned to recognize competence and intelligence and creativity and this sort of tech meets artist vibe by the black turtleneck because that was all he wore. He had closets and closets and drawers full of black turtlenecks. That was his thing.
No, wasn't Jobs a little bit softer?
He was a soft winter.
Was he?
And maybe the black turtleneck wasn't his best choice, but it was in his palette. And it was knit. So that
he had a really salt and peppery hair,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, he looked good. He looked good in his black turtleneck. Okay. Another one that I don't think looks so great in his uniform is Mark Zuckerberg. What's his uniform? Do you recall? Gray.
Hoodies,
yes,
hoodies,
the gray
T-shirt.
The ubiquitous gray hoodie.
Okay.
And that wasn't really in his palette. That's what he wore all the time. What did that say about him? And I'm going to leave that open for all of you guys.
He was tired.
Yeah, just didn't feel like getting dressed in the morning or was too important to feel that he had to do anything with his clothing. Now that he's owning the world and he's creating this meta universe or whatever, he's picked up his game a little bit. But you still can't forget the gray hoodie because
a lot of tech wears the hoodie.
There you go. Now, another wonderful example is Taylor Swift and her red lips.
Yes.
What does that say? She's a star. and you just don't get around that. She changes her lip color. Sometimes we did a whole show on the evolution of the eras of Taylor Swift's lip colors, and it all came back to those red lips because that is what you remember her for. Right. That is her personal brand. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about myself that is kind of the opposite of this. And when I was in college, my professors would tell me, "Oh, you're so talented. You're so good at what we were doing." And I kind of figured that, okay, yeah, I'm talented. And that told me I didn't need to dress up for anybody. I could go to class in my overalls that were just spattered with paint and looking a mess and looking like I just got out of bed. And it didn't matter because I was so talented and so confident. People had to look beyond that. That was a joke. That was not, it was, so, looking back, it was so wrong because what did I have to do? I had to work every day to overcome people's first impressions of me. When I walked in a class looking like Pigpen, that cartoon character, the professor had already made a split-second decision about who I was and what I was worth in that classroom, and I had to work every day to overcome that. But in my mind, I was being a free spirit. Nobody was going to tell me what to wear, but I was making a huge mistake, a huge detrimental mistake. And I look back now and I think, where would I have gotten if I had learned this lesson earlier? I fought like the devil to overcome my appearance. And I think everybody is doing that unless you're consciously addressing who you want to be and what you want to present of yourself.
Yeah.
And actually, Sarah taught me an important lesson on all this. I had a weight problem for a very long time, and I was very self-conscious, and I had a uniform. What was my uniform?
Black on black.
Black stretchy pants and a tunic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just black on black, because I wanted to cover it all. I was not proud of myself. And my daughter here said, "Mom," she sat me down, she said, "You're not doing yourself any favors." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "You're not hiding anything. Why are you trying to hide yourself in all those folds of fabric and in the black? People aren't going to just completely overlook you if you're wearing black. They're going to think, oh, she looks tired. She looks drawn. She looks..." Do you remember that conversation?
We've had a many.
We had it a few times. And finally, she got through to me that my personal brand was something that was worth presenting in a positive light every single day. You may be thinking, oh, this is right. Or you may be thinking, still. Because it took my daughter quite a while to get that into my head. That, your shape is your shape. And if you cover it and you define it, you're going to look better than if you try to just throw a big blanket over your head and not deal with it and not, wear it proudly. And I want to give you an example because this happened to me not long ago. I went into a doctor's office, and this doctor was supposed to be the only doctor in the state who could do a particular kind of procedure that I needed. And I was sent to him. Genius, written up in books and magazines. Mm-hmm. And his office looked shabby, and it looked not well designed, and the colors were kind of mismatched. And the moment I went into that office, I thought, I don't know. I'm a little worried. I think I need to leave, because his presentation, his first glance, his first impression was not good.
Right.
Now, I finally forced myself in because I didn't really have an option, and he mentioned just out of the blue that he was renovating an office and using this office in the interim, and I thought, whew. So this isn't his real office. And, I felt much more confident. But the point is, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, what you present the moment someone meets you is kind of locked in for life.
Right.
And everything else beyond that, you're having to either work harder to overcome that first impression, or you're having to deal with it, push somebody out of that space where they're thinking of you one way and not dealing with you as the brand that you want to present.
Right.
And this is so critical because color is the easiest thing in the world to use to enhance your personal brand. Now you say, oh, come on, that's not true. I have to have a color analysis. I don't want to have a color analysis. I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to, have somebody telling me what colors I can wear. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you to pick your wardrobe in colors that match your hair, your eyes, or your skin tone. Easy. You walk around with those colors on you. You know what color your hair is.
Right.
So when you pick your accessories, why not choose a purse? Why not choose a coat? Why not choose a scarf that picks up the colors that you're already wearing?
I was going to make a caveat to it to go off topic.
Please do. Please do.
No tight clothing in the color of your skin tone, because then you look naked. Okay? So shoes, yes, they help elongate. Hair, absolutely. If, like for me, like a camel color coat that matches my hair, it's perfect. But like some skin tight leggings that look like your skin tone, no.
You won't be looking like you got your guiding pants on.
Exactly. So that's my only caveat that I had to go off topic.
That's a good caveat. And I've seen that out and about, and I've always done.
Yes.
Ooh, okay, she's dressed.
Yes.
I've seen it.
My daughter has pants, the skin tone color, and I'm like, ooh, I really don't like them, but she loves them. So
Well, but the thing to remember is, you work on your personal brand. At what age do you start working on your personal brand? Well, she's 4.
True.
So
I had to start pretty young though, because the moment I hit the office, I was already at a higher level. So I had to step up my personal branding.
That's kind of the bottom line. If you're going on a job interview, where are you interviewing? If you're interviewing at a bank to be a teller, your personal brand should be possibly a little more conservative, and you support that every single day.
All right. So if you are interested more about personal branding, we have been going back and forth if we should continue more with this series or if we should stick to strictly color analysis. So down in the comments below, let us know what you're thinking. I hope this has taught you something, because it is life lessons that both of us have had to learn in the past to get us to where we are today, honestly. So, and we can tie it more into color analysis as well and just wrap it all up in a tiny, pretty little bow for you because color is really important when it comes to personal branding. So thank you for joining us today. Like Lucinda said, we'd love to see you over on Patreon, chat with us, get to know other people who are interested in color as well. So lastly, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.